So thank you everybody for joining our webinar today. Before we begin our webinar, I would like to share one important information that is for asking questions. So we will have a Q&A session after all the speakers have delivered the presentation, but you can always ask the questions when they are talking or when you think about already something that you would like to ask. So here is how you can ask the questions. I'm sharing my screen now. I hope you can see that. And below, if you can see the icon here, activities, if you click on that. Here you can see the Q&A. And then just click ask a question. And then you write your question here. And then our support team will collect the questions. And then during the Q&A session, we will share the question to the relevant speaker who can answer your questions. So let's start our event. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning from Helsinki and good afternoon for Vietnam. My name is Hằng. I am the chairwoman of BiziVietnam, the Vietnamese Language Cultural Association in Finland. So our mission is to promote the Vietnamese language culture in Finland, to create the authentic Vietnamese activities, events in Finland, and promoting Finland-Vietnam cooperation relationships is also one of our core missions. So it is my great pleasure today that I welcome you all to our today's webinar on the topic of growth opportunities in Finland for Vietnamese startups and talents. In a world where innovation and collaboration transcend borders, we have gathered today to explore the possibilities that hold promise for our both nations. As we embark on this journey of knowledge exchange and exploration, we find ourselves at the crossroads of two nations, and each with its unique strengths and aspirations. And today, our focus turns to Finland, a nation renowned for its technological advancement, quality of life, and unwavering commitment to progress. However, behind the success lie a very pressing concerns, an aging population that call for renewed and innovative strategies to fuel the economic growth. The need for higher employment rate and an influx of talents had never been more critical here in Finland. And it is in this context that Talent Boost program has emerged as a beacon of hope, aiming to bolster Finland's global presence and attract international talents to Finland. We recognize the pivotal role of the skilled professional plays in the propelling competitiveness on global scale. The Talent Boost program, with its multifaceted approach, endeavors to make Finland an internationally attractive for work, for study, for research, and investment. And today, we delve into the heart of the matter, exploring how Vietnamese startups and talents can seamlessly coming to Finland and integrate with the Finland dynamic ecosystem. By aligning our synergies, we can forge a path toward mutual growth and prosperity. The Talent Boost program objectives is empowering the employers to recruit international talents, the infusion of expertise to drive Finnish companies' global expansion, and the cultivation of an environment conducive to innovations. It holds the potential to reshape the future. So in the upcoming 2 hours, we shall unravel the intricacies of this program and uncovering the boundless avenues it opens for Vietnamese startups and talents. We will also listen to a success story from this program that we will introduce to you later in this program today, and also presentation from potential startups that wish to enter Finland. And beside that, today we would like to introduce you to the Slush event that our speaker will talk more about Slush. And I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers and you as the participants for spending your invaluable time to be present in our webinar today. So thank you, and let us commence our webinar. I would like to introduce our first speaker for the webinar today, Mr. DUONG, a professional with a wealth of knowledge, cultivated over 15 years in the dynamic world of multicultural business and global business practice. Mr. DUONG is also the Vice Chairman of BiziVietnam. And in this webinar, Mr. Du is going to introduce the business services that BiziVietnam offers to companies and organizations, both in Finland and in Vietnam. So please welcome Mr. DUONG.
Thank you, Hang, very much for the introduction. I would like to make sure that I have successfully shared my screen. Yeah, on behalf of BiziVietnam, I also would like to welcome all of you into this webinar with the theme growth opportunities in Finland for startups and for talents. Let's cut to the chase because we have very limited time and the time is very tight. So my scope of the presentation would focus on the business services of BiziVietnam. BiziVietnam has two main core activities. One is programs and events. This is very familiar to most of you. And for those that is not yet been disclosed by the program and event of BiziVietnam, please visit on the BiziVietnam website. From there, you can find more details. And besides that, we also have business services that focus for Vietnamese entities, either it's individual, companies, organizations, or also governmental entities that comes to Finland and do business in Finland. And this is my main focus for today. Over the course of since 2020, we have many requests and also demands from different entities asking for business services, and we render those business services. We have categorized 6 business services that we are rendering now to the market and to our customer. First of all, it is Market Explorer. Many people would like to understand more about Finnish market. They would like to have insights of the Finnish markets, and also we render out market analysis. We also share about business opportunities in Finland and business identification as well. And we, together with our customers, also doing business plan. We search also some of partners here in Finland to match also with the potential partners in Vietnam as well. Besides that, we also train some of our customers for cultural business practices and understanding. For example, if someone wants to come to Finland, they have to understand certain cultural business practices and also understanding the whole way of approach here in Finland as well. And also vice versa. For some Finnish company would like to go to Vietnam, they would also come to us and ask for consultation in cultural business of Vietnam. Besides that, we have also business event and logistics. This happens very often. A lot of delegation from Vietnam coming to Finland. They would ask us to actually give them, organize for them how to come to Finland and how to visit company and such, and also organize logistics for them as well. And we also have translation and interpretation. This is obvious. We cooperate with the Embassy of Vietnam tightly and render out translation interpretation services to organizations and different entities in Vietnam. We also help in establishing entities here in Finland for Vietnamese entities that would like to come to Finland. And we have done so in the past, and it looks like that this service is growing over time. And last but not least, we also attracting many talents, either it's individual, organization, entities, whatever. We attract those talents to match with the needs from the markets and the needs from our customers to bring values to them. So the services of BiziVietnam for now, I have categorized only onto 6 different services, but it's continued to grow. And in the future, we might have more services depending on the demands and requests of our customer. And that's why we are also looking for cooperation with our potential partner here that we are having today in this webinar, so that we can be able to have our valuable customer to grow as well. So this is very, very shortly about BiziVietnam services within the time range of 10 minutes. So if later on, if you have any questions, you can post those and I can answer more to all of you. And thank you very much for listening to my presentation in regards to the business services of BiziVietnam. Thank you.
Thank you, anh Tu. You keep the time very well.
Yeah.
I think you still have some minutes, but thank you. So if you have any question for Mr. Tu, I encourage that you will write the question now in the Q&A box, and then we can collect your questions for him to answer later. So thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Nguyễn Ngọc Tường Vân. She is the Partnership Manager of Startup Vietnam Foundation, SVF. Ms. Nguyễn Ngọc Tường Vân has a lot of experience in building the partnership and building the dynamics portfolio, spanning the roles in technological advancement. So today she talk about about what she's actually doing. So she will present about effective market expansion through multi-stakeholder partnership strategies. The stage is yours now, Tường Vân, please.
Well, thank you, Chị Hằng, so much. So actually, Antu make me feel so under pressure because he managed his time very well. So I need to do so anyway. Hello, everyone. My name is Vân. I'm now Partnership Manager at Startup Vietnam Foundation. And thank you, Chị Hằng, Antu, and Bizi for having me today. Sharing about my observation and my insight about market expansion for Vietnamese startup to Finland market. So I would love to share my screen. So have you guys seen my screen? Okay, very briefly about Startup Vietnam Foundation. So we are the first and until now the only non-profit development organization in Vietnam that support for startup and innovation. And we were started in 2014, and I worked for SVF from 2018. So I hope that my experience in a partnership as well as national and international project at SVF will benefit you in some way. So first I would love to share very shortly about the Vietnam startup ecosystem in the last 5 years. So if I have 3 things to say our startup ecosystem. So the first thing I would say is about the government initiative and support. So the Vietnamese government has been very active in promoting entrepreneurship and innovation for the last 5 years, and they have introduced a lot of policy and also initiative to support for the startup, such as tax incentive or funding program, and we can see the establishment of a lot of startup incubator and accelerator. So as you can see in the map published by the Ministry of Science and in technology in Vietnam, we have a very intensive network of stakeholders in the ecosystem right now. And the second thing I will say is about the growing investment to Vietnam startup. So there has been a significant increase in both domestic and foreign investment in Vietnamese startup, and the amount of capital has allowed our startup to scale their operation, develop their new product, and also expand the market to regional and international market like Finland and other countries. And as you can see in the screen, until now we have the 3 unicorns, but 2 of them are in fintech sector. And I also have to say that the fintech sector in Vietnam has experienced a rapid growth, and a number of fintech startups have emerged offering services like digital payment or lending or insurance or wealth management. So the adoption of digital financial service has been on the rise. And here is some outlook about the trend of startup in this year and the next year, 2014. Yeah. So I think today we would focus more on, market expansion model. I believe that you guys have been very familiar with the answer matrix, which suggests about 4 role strategy for a startup or a company when they want to expand the market. So the first one is market penetration or market development or product development and diversification. But here today, I would love to suggest a very, I think a very important factor if you want to expand your market into a new country. And I believe that it would be much easier for a startup to expand your business to a new country if you base on the collaboration of the government of 2 countries or the ecosystem builder of the two countries. So in which you will utilize a lot of time, a lot of network, as well as financial resources to support your plan. And Vietnam and Finland market have enjoyed a growing trade relationship, and both countries can benefit from the increased trade in goods and services, and particularly in sectors such as technology or manufacturing and renewable energy. And maybe I'm not an expert about the Finland market. Maybe chị Hằng and em Tú will be have more experience than me. But I think according to my observation, there are four things that consider to be opportunity for Vietnam startup in Finland market. So the first one is Finland is known for its tech-savvy population and has a very strong presence in technology sector. And this will make a very attractive market for startup in the technology, software, and digital service industry. The second thing is Finland has a very active innovation ecosystem with focus on research and development. So there will be numerous incubator, accelerator, and funding opportunity available for a startup who are looking to develop cutting-edge technology. Access to talent and the support from government also provides various range, subsidized and incentive for startup and businesses in technology and innovation sector. So I believe that this support can help ease the financial burden of expanding to new market. And for startup Vietnam Foundation, we have 2 programs that promote the collaboration of Vietnam startup with international playground. So the first one is TechFest Vietnam. So in which we nominate our best startup in TechFest to other international event, such as Startup World Cup. And this year, I hope that we can connect some of our startup to the SLUT event. And the second one is the Vietnam Innovation Challenge hosted by the Ministry of planning and investment in which we call for solution not only in Vietnam but also from other countries around the world to solve the key national challenge of Vietnam for the sustainable development of Vietnam. And we are happy to connect with you to discuss more about collaboration opportunities. And if you want to connect with us, you can reach out to us via email or our LinkedIn here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, TUONG. Very effective and very insightful presentation. I think from my own experience, I've been working in business development in many years, and I agree that finding the right partners hold the key role in successful business expansion. So yes, if you have any questions for TUONG, please start writing your questions in the Q&A box. Thank you. The topic of the webinar today is to promote the Talent Boost program and open opportunities for Vietnamese startups and talents in Finland. So let's welcome our very keynote speaker today, Mr. Harry Pannanen. Harry is the Director of Economic Development of the city of Espoo. And in this webinar, Harry will take you on a journey to the Talent Boost program designed to open doors for startups and talents in Finland. Harry's insight into Espoo city services will be a treasure trove of knowledge for anyone looking to make their mark in this vibrant community. So please welcome Harry.
Thank you very much, Hang. Xin chào to everyone, and thank you for this opportunity to come speak about the growth opportunities in startups and professionals in Espoo, Finland. Well, first of all, a few words of why we think Finland is an excellent place for your companies and your talent. We're a very stable, safe, equitable, and high-functioning welfare state. Here, you may enjoy a high quality of life and combine this with an interesting career and a thriving personal life. So balancing of work and family has been made easy in Finland. We believe that for an efficient workforce and an innovative business sector, we do need a balance in life as well. The healthy balance between work and leisure in Finland also gives you opportunities to enjoy this country's unique nature, which is easy to access even from urban areas. For example, I live in the downtown area myself, but if I take a car from here, I can be in a national park in 20 minutes. It's really that easy. Finland is home to leading and high-performing companies which offer attractive work opportunities. You probably know Nokia, Kone, Rovio, to name a few, but there are a number of interesting technology companies that are headquartered in Espoo. Finnish innovation and strong technological expertise is fostered by close cooperation between companies, universities, and research institutions, and this can be also seen in how we do talent attraction, as I'll show you later. Our educational system is amongst the best in the world, and it is for residents of Finland also free of charge. Finland is the leading expert in climate challenges and solutions. So this as well, if you are interested in making an impact for the better in the world, this is the place to be. Specifically, why then Espoo of all Finnish cities? Well, we are the second largest city of Finland. For Vietnamese standards, that's not so much. That means 310,000 citizens, growing by nearly 10,000 every year. But it is the most international and the most highly educated city with 155 nationalities and over half of the population holding a university degree. So this is probably a good reason why nearly half of the Helsinki Stock Exchange turnover comes from companies that are headquartered in Espoo. And actually, we are the 6th city in Europe in applied patents and the 8th city in Europe in capital invested, despite the small size. So these are not relative rankings, these are absolute numbers. The Talent Boost is a way for all us actors here in Finland to collaborate to attract international talents to Finland. We utilize the expertise of internationals already living in Finland, such as the Vietnamese community in this case. There are a couple of excellent Vietnamese specialists in our own Talent Espoo team. And we want to provide an inclusive working life for international talents by jointly collaborating across sectors. So the cities, the government, the research and innovation communities, the employers, we all work together to make this a smooth experience for those newcomers. Now, specifically, growth opportunities for startups in Espoo and Finland, what do we provide on the service side? Starting a business really is extremely easy in Finland. We offer growth potential business and investment opportunities. And if you want to start your own business here, you can apply for a Finnish startup permit. Also, we have a separate residence permit for entrepreneurs. Locally in Espoo, Business Espoo gives advice on matters such as funding and developing a company, acquiring skilled workers. We have hundreds of different services, mostly free of charge, offered by 7 different organizations under one roof. And every consultation with us is always confidential, so you don't have to worry about that. If you want to look further, here's a link for 4 quick steps how to set up a business in the Business in Finland website, and Business Finland also offers a startup kit for your new business in Finland. We offer landing services for startups. There's an easy path to apply for a startup permit and a business plan coaching, helping you streamline the process by assisting with the eligibility statement of the application, startup permit, and providing valuable coaching to refine your business plan. We'll help you with relocating in Finland, establishing your business in Finland, and connecting with the local and international funding providers. And of course, most importantly, to build your local network here when you land. Specifically, I want to call your attention to something we have ongoing now, a startup call. So where Espoo together with Finland Capital Region are running a new program for international startups planning to relocate to Finland. Now, only 25 startups will be selected, so it's important to apply as fast as possible to become a part of our Smart City startup ecosystem in Espoo. This program includes a 1-month deep dive into smart city innovation and business, a tailor-made matchmaking program with your ideal clients, access to Slush, which you will be hearing more about, and specially catered side events for your needs, introduction to funding opportunities, and access to testbeds, open data, and pilot environments. Also, a fast-track EU startup permit awaits. Then note, it's very important to notice that flights and accommodation will be at your own expense, even though the program itself is free of charge. Apply latest October 16th, but like I said, the sooner the better. Growing your business is where Business Espoo and Enter Espoo are going to help you. Also, the Launchpad matching platform is something you should look at. It's an open innovation ecosystem of Enter Espoo, where we help startups to grow into scale-ups by connecting them with the right investors and corporations at the right time. And to build your network and grow your business, the FIBAN, the Finnish Business Angels Network, also actively links startups with more than 650 business angel members in Finland, Nordics, and the Baltics. Mentioned Business Espoo earlier. You can go to businessespoo.com to look at the services more closely. And now I'll speak also a few minutes about the growth opportunities for professionals. So on the individual level, we have a lot of offering as well. So if you're coming to Finland for work, you may apply for residence permit on the basis of work. For this, you must have a job in Finland. Jobs.workinfinland.fi offers job opportunities for English-speaking professionals, so you want to check that out. And you can also search, of course, for vacancy directly on company websites, contact TE services, or direct recruitment companies. LinkedIn is nowadays very intensively utilized by Finnish employers, especially in tech. So most likely all the jobs available in tech in Finland will be on LinkedIn as well. So be sure to utilize that. Headhunters are also actively using LinkedIn here. There's an Info Finland website you can check out for work and enterprise in Espoo advice in detail. Now, this is something you might want to put in your calendar if this interests you. From the 20th to the 22nd of March next year, we're offering our biggest talent match recruitment event ever. So the talent match recruitment event connects employers and professionals across various sectors. Professionals can network here with employers at their physical and online stands, and you giving a 2-minute pitch and organizing one-on-one meetings. The first 2 days of the event will be online, while the third day is on-site and streamed internationally, also in Vietnam. There's a link below you can check out if this is of interest to you. Our Hello Espoo community is meant for all the international people and newcomers who are already in Espoo or looking to relocate to Espoo. So we have a main website which has a step-by-step guide for arriving, for what to prefer for before you come and what to do after you're here. All our new residents receive a Hello Espoo postcard in the mail, traditional way, to inform them of our services. And there's a very active Hello Espoo Facebook and LinkedIn group where you can network with other internationals recently arrived here. We also have a physical service point, the Hello Espoo Info, which is at the city service point at the Iso Omena shopping mall in Matinkylä. For every service need you may have related to your foreign language resident services. helloespoo.fi, check that out. And finally, the Espoo Talent Hub. So we also have a physical space where our mission is to connect international professionals with employers by increasing our customers' awareness, the availability and value of our service, and the support for career development and international recruitment. The offering, quite simply, is threefold: employer matching, career counseling, and career development services, mentoring programs, and community support. Here are the channels, so you can find it on LinkedIn, Facebook, direct email, or the website. That was my time. Thank you very much for listening, and I do hope to see you in Espoo and in Finland later. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. I have to say that this is very comprehensive package. I think from my experience and knowledge, Espoo is the most active city in Finland, because so many activities that the city are doing for the residents, for the companies, Visit Espoo and City of Espoo has a lot of activities, not just for companies, for professionals, but also for families. So they take care also very, considerately with the families. Like if you come to Finland to work, but they also consider how your families, your wife, your husband, your children will be, will integrate into the Finnish society. So if you intend to come to Finland, thinking about living in Espoo, that's my advice. I live in Helsinki, what a pity, but I wish I lived in Espoo because I can enjoy a lot of services from the city of Espoo. But one thing I also appreciate about living in Finland is the work-life balance. So here you work, but you don't have to work more to worry about your kids' education or anything, but you can work more for your passion, for your hobbies, and your own activities. That is very, great thing that I appreciate about my 15 years living in Finland. And the last thing about Harry's presentation is that the startup code, right? So the deadline is on 10th of October next month. But as soon as possible, if you're interested, please send your application and come to Finland and Espoo. Thank you, Harry, for very insightful presentation.
Thank you, Hang.
Yes. So now you might be wondering so Finland only invites startups and talent to Finland. So how about well-established businesses? So yes, Finland has opportunities for everyone. And we invite you to come to Finland, not just for starting a business, for startup or for working, but we also have opportunities for you to expand and to invest in Finland. So allow me to introduce you to an expert from Espoo City, Miss Mayumi Simiyu. Mayumi is a senior business advisor at Enter Espoo, and she will be happy to answer any questions you might have during the Q&A session. But for now, welcome Mayumi, and let us hear about investing in thriving business landscape of Finland and the vibrant city of Espoo. Welcome, Mayumi.
Thank you very much. Xin chào, everyone. I am Mayumi Shimizu, and I am with Enter Espoo. And I originally from Japan, and I have lived in Finland for 22 years. And I cannot more than agree with Hang about the life in Finland is more like quality life is really good. And I don't have to worry about the future of our family and children and myself, and lots of time and space for myself. But I will share my screen now. Just a moment, please. Can you see my screen now? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, great. So about our company, Espoo. Espoo is a city-owned company, and we help foreign companies and foreign investors to find investment opportunities, and also we help local innovation players to succeed. And first, let's take a look at the big numbers. And here you can see the graph about investment amount into Finnish startups by euro. So as you can see, the number is increasing year by year. And last year in 22, the amount exceeded 1 billion euros. And in terms of Espoo-based companies, they received investment total amount of 411 million euros last year. Then investment into Finnish startups by industry. Majority of investment was into ICT companies last year. And here you can see some examples from Espoo. IQM is, they make quantum computers, and they raised 128 million euros last year. Then the second one, ISI, they are a data provider company. They take image from smaller satellites, and they also raised a similar amount of funds last year. And also, as you can see, there are investments in consumer goods and services, and they are also, the amount is increasing. And in terms of this ICT, they include software and applications, communication and computer technologies and electronics. Then about venture capital funds, there are increasing number of venture capital funds and also new teams. In recent years, you can see the example venture capitals and new funds. And there are also foreign investors are increasing number of interest into Finnish companies. They were like a private money, but also Finland offers public support. And Business Finland is owned by the state, and they offer different types of fundings and loans to startups. And you can see 3 different types here on the slide. And the left one, Tempo Fund, is for early stage startups to learn and investigate the market and test their products. And the middle one is for R&D purposes, for research and piloting their products, and also test their business model. And for more kind of growth companies, scale-up companies, they do offer bigger funds and loans. And with these funds, the company can develop their business comprehensively and grow rapidly in global scale. Then let's take a look at Espoo's innovation community, where we would like to attract your company to join. You can see the view of Espoo city, and here in the white circle, this is the hot place for innovation ecosystem. And the big players there is Aalto University and the VTT Technical Research Center of Finland. And these two entities provide lots of spin-off companies, and the startups are also located there. And you can see A-Grid in the white circle. This is the place when startups are established, and then usually they start in this A-Grid building, and they offer the community and the services and also business Espoo services. We are located in this A-Grid. And in just 10 minutes from Helsinki, you can reach to this ecosystem and also Keilaniemi Business District, where the most valuable Finnish large corporates are located there. Then about a little bit breakdown of what you will have access to in our ecosystem. I put 8 different categories. So starting from accelerators, there are different types of accelerators, and especially Kiowas, you can see the logo there. They can also accept applications from overseas. So already you can look at Kiowa's accelerator program and apply for that. And once you are established in here, Aalto University Startup Center, this is the top-ranked university-led accelerator program in the world. They also accept foreign startups once they have established business ID in Finland. Then in Espoo, there are a number of hubs and clusters, and you can see some logos there. There are just a few, but we have lots more different types. So they are themed like for AI-based companies or bio-based material companies, smart city, and food and food-related companies. There are lots of themed clusters, and they are open for startups and corporates as well. Then events, you will hear about Slush, but also different types of Slush, different types of events, and also hackathons and matchmaking events are offered in our ecosystem. And then spaces and the community, we also do have different types of office space where you will see like-minded people and mingle with other stakeholders. Then corporates, you can see the logo, and it's really beneficial if you are close to them and collaborate with them. And thanks to Aalto University and VTT and other schools and also facilities, we also have different types of prototyping facilities. And like Harry explained, we also have public support for startups and the talent. And also Espoo City offers co-creation opportunities together with city services, which is called Make with Espoo. Last but not least, about our services. So we help foreign companies to land in Espoo. We have soft landing services, especially for foreign startups. We have Sini Karhunen, who is in charge of that, and she guides you step by step how to establish your company in Espoo. And once you are here, we also provide growth services. Our clients are also foreign corporates and investors, and together with them, we also do matchmaking with local startups. And for these corporates and investors, we also do ecosystem visit for them. So once their interests are fit for your business, we also do one-on-one meetings and a visit to your office and teams. So that's about it, and please feel free to contact me if you have any questions and would like to discuss further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayumi. Thank you for the presentation. We have a lot of great information and useful information. We actually already have some questions that we will send to you in the Q&A session later after Matthew's presentation. So hang in there for the...
Thank you, yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So please write your questions in the chat or in the Q&A box, and our speaker will answer the question to you. So in Finland, when we talk about startup community, we talk about SLUSH. SLUSH is a world-leading startup and tech event held annually in Helsinki, and normally it takes place during November, end of November and beginning of December. And SLUSH event is a great event that facilitates the meetings between the founders of startups and on the investors. And let's give it a warm welcome to Mr. Matthew Joyce, the partnership manager of SLUSH, and he will share a very interesting topic that I'm really interested to hear, a founding story of SLUSH and how it impacts on the Finnish startup ecosystem. So welcome, Matthew.
Thank you very much, Hong, for the introduction. Unlike everyone else here, I decided not to have slides, so hopefully you can bear with looking at my face for this discussion. And so I'll assume you haven't heard of SLUSH, so I can tell you a little bit more about it generally before going into the founding story. And so SLUSH today is the student-run nonprofit event, and it's the world's largest gathering of VCs, delivering actionable company-building advice and bringing together the who's who in startups. And we bring together this year 13,000 attendees, the largest gathering of founders and investors with 5,000 founders and 3,000 investors this year. And fundamentally, our mission is that we believe entrepreneurship is the most efficient way to create human progress. And we need more builders, people that can build companies. But at the same time, building companies is very difficult. So therefore, we think our role is threefold. First, to inspire the current and future generations to solve hard and complex challenges. This is based on our student-run ethos and using student volunteers to make the SLUSH event happen. Then helping these people build. This encompasses the stage program, where you hear talks from seasoned founders and operators from around the world that have done it before. And as well, there's all kinds of side events and other concepts where you get mentoring and are able to learn more about how to build companies successfully. And lastly, but not least, to ensure that these people meet each other. So as a founder, for example, you would want to meet investors, media, and other partners, so people that can really help you take your business to the next level. And but this is SLUSH today, and it's come a very long way, and it's had very humble beginnings. Actually, back in 2008 was the first SLUSH. And the story goes that back then, one of the founders, Peter Westerbacka, who is Chief Marketing Officer, former Chief Marketing Officer at Rovio, which made Angry Birds, he went to a Aalto University, which is in Espoo, and he gave a talk about entrepreneurship and asked everyone in the 600-person room who would be interested in entrepreneurship. And unfortunately, only 3 people raised their hands. And he perceived this as very problematic, as he believed entrepreneurship is at the forefront of innovation. And so that's why Slush was originally started. First year, it was only a 250-person event. And for the next 3 years, it grew very slightly year on year, but just gatherings, Finnish entrepreneurs mostly, and very, very small scale. Then what ended up happening is the 5 Finnish founders that started Slush had started building companies of their own, and they had gotten really busy, and they thought that they might have to give up on Slush and that it was going to end. But then at the very last minute, there was some students from Aalto University, the university that I mentioned, that had just started an entrepreneurship society. And things happened, and they met, and they decided to hand it over to the students to run Slush going forward, which was in 2011. And this cemented Slush's ethos that it is by and for the startup ecosystem to fundamentally develop Europe's startup ecosystem. And it's not just its own company. That's why it's a student-run nonprofit, but it's rather where consecutive generations build it and hand over to the next generation. And the reason it was founded was back then in the 2000s, the startup ecosystem in Finland was non-existent. So there was 3 main goals. One was to build a radically positive culture of entrepreneurship. They wanted to profile the Nordics as a major tech hub globally, and then make early stage venture capital more accessible. And so one of the students that it was handed over to is Miki Kuulsi, and he is actually the founder and CEO of Bolt, which is one of Finland's biggest success stories that was acquired by DoorDash for 7 billion euros in 2021. He took over as CEO, and what he noticed is particularly with venture capital in Europe is that that it was only really happening investments in London and Berlin, in these bigger markets. And in these smaller regions, just like even in Helsinki, no one would make the trip because there wasn't enough companies. So he and the team thought that this event could bring investors from around the world and startups as well from around Europe to connect them. That was the core part of where Slush was looking to be developed. And the initial budget in 2011 was around 30 to 50K, so a much smaller amount than when you look at today. But then from 2011 to 2014, they actually 3x their growth every year on year. And so, but the big thing was, as students, they had no experience with organizing events. And so they didn't really know what they were doing. When growing at this scale, where it was in 2011 from 1,500 to 14,000 people, and the way events work is half the revenue is from partnerships, half the revenue is from tickets. You have to decide on your budget at the beginning, and you have no idea how much money you'll end up making. So trying to grow at this pace was really risky, and they were close to break even every year, either making slight profit or slight loss, but still made it happen. And what cemented Slush as well is that it was fundamentally a community effort. There's this word in Finnish called talkot, and it's an important word to keep in mind. And what it means is that it's when in a village that people come around for free to help a family that otherwise wouldn't be able to do something. And as a result, the community thrives. And so Slush is an example of this spirit, and to make the startup ecosystem stronger. It's not an individual effort, but thousands there should be better for the ecosystem and want to contribute to that. But one major change was that from 2011 till 2019, before the pandemic, Slush was trying to grow as much as it could. And in 2019, we had a 25,000 person event, which was the largest ever. But then the pandemic forced them to shut down in 2020. And then in 2021, they had a much smaller event, a third of the size, with 8,000 attendees. And so what ended up happening was that everyone at the event had really good feedback for this event, and fundamentally, Slush realized that relevance over scale, it was more important. It's not about how many people there are, but who is there, and making those valuable connections, especially with founders and investors. So this is something that we keep in mind going forward into this decade, where we don't want to grow too much. I mean, like from 8,000 in 2021, we'll have 13,000 attendees this year. But this is at its core something that we will keep in mind. And one thing at the end of the day to keep in mind about Slush is that everyone that's on the team is not here to stay. They say it's not a destination, but a launch pad. And something really interesting about Slush is that many alumni have founded many successful companies. Just as an example, like I said, Miki Kulsi. And this is something we really keep in mind. And as I said, part of the ethos of Slush being student run. That's, I guess, about me. I'm about at time. So that was my presentation about Slush. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you, Matthews. That is very also another insightful presentation, and it's really like impressive, like about Slush, from a student-run event to a global event that has tremendous influence in shaping the global startup ecosystem. It's very. So can I say that if you don't see the startup world, if you have never been to Slush, can I say that? So Slush is a must, right, for any startup.
Yes, I think you can definitely say that.
Yeah. So we already have several questions for you. So hang in there for the Q&A session. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yep. And in this webinar, we aim to do more than just present to you the business and investment opportunities in Finland. We are thrilled now to offer you an exclusive showcase featuring Mr. Thái Trần, the CEO of Haytech, who made his way to Finland through the Talent Boost program. So Thái is also the former CEO and founder of Voice FM Vietnam, if you heard about that. And now welcome Thái to share your story in Finland and inspire other startups and talents to come to Finland.
Yeah, hi everyone. I will share my screen real quick. So thanks for inviting me to the event, and xin chào tất cả mọi người. I'm so happy to share my story to Finland. I will count my time. I just only have 10 minutes. So my name is Thái, and I'm living in Espoo, and our company also in Espoo. In our offices in Agrid. As another speaker, just to share about that. So I really love Espoo city, and that's why today I would like to share to you some stories that why I came here. So in the beginning, I want to go out of Vietnam for a while, and then I'm thinking about Canada and the UK and other countries, but I never think about Finland. I also applied for application to the countries. Finally, I met Peter Westerbacher. He's also the I think he's the co-founder of Slush as well. So just 2 meetings, and then I just share about my idea. I want to bring this to start a company not in Vietnam. So he just after 2 meetings, and then he made a decision that he will invest to our company as an angel investor. And then we start to apply for startup permit in Business Finland. And the good story is just only two weeks, and then they have the positive, how can I say, endorsement for our company. And then after that, we apply for the visa. And the crazy things is just only 1 day after I went to the embassy in Hanoi, and then they start to issue the how can I say, resident permit card from Helsinki to send to Vietnam. So it make me, why Finland is they're so fast like this one. Yeah, I don't think that this is, it's make me think a lot about Finland and the time I came to Finland. So with our company, so very basic about our company, we are the AI dubbing solution, so that within just a few clicks, and then our solution can dub your video to many languages. We target to the companies, organization who want to reach the global audience with their local language. So right now we have a lot of customer. I just came to Finland from 1.5 years. But now we have a lot of customers around the world, even the small company and the big company as well. We also have a subsidy in the UK to run it's just like to run the company as well. So it's quite for me it's just like a dream. If I am in Vietnam, maybe it's I cannot go fast like this. So but when the time I go to Finland, and then everything's like support for me, and then and then we make a very big deal in this year as well. And we also acquire a company to our company in Finland. So that is out of my thinking. And then I feel, why is that? For the beginning, I came to Finland. I can assess to the startup ecosystem here, the government, the city of Espoo, the advisor, and accelerators in Espoo, and then here in Helsinki. They help me a lot. They offer me the office with a very low price, and then they try to fund for our business from Business Finland here. So we get like first is 5,000, and then after that 60,000, and next is 1 million. So we are applying for 1 million funding. So it's a very good start for the business here. And we also have the opportunity to connect with a lot of startups, potential startups here, so that we can grow together and we support together. So if we have an idea, we talk with them, and it's quite good when you are the Finnish company speaking with talking with Finnish company, and they easy to link and support each other. So I feel here it's really good, and especially I would like to thank for the government here. They make everything very smooth and supported as a startup, and then everybody is equal. They're not just like try to prioritize for the Finnish people, but they look at the immigrants like me is equal, and then they can access to everything here. Yeah, but the best things here in Finland that make me feel good is work-life balance. I don't think that I can find that in other countries. I have been to the Netherlands and some countries, but I feel it's quite stressful when I live there. But in it's funny things like I just work from 9 normally to 12 p.m. and from 12 p.m. I will work until 3. And 3 p.m. I will go to pick my son, and then we enjoy the nature. So the best things in Finland is, I think, the nature. We don't need to go to the the shopping mall, to buy the shop to shop, or to do somewhere like in Vietnam. I don't want to compare, but the truth is the nature here make me feel happy, and I can spend more time with the family. So normally on weekend we will go somewhere, park, lakes, and especially sauna. So I'm sure with you, if you want to go to Finland, in the beginning you don't feel it's important, but after living a while, 1.5 years, I think everybody will agree with me. The work-life balance in Finland is very important, and it can boost our company productivity to the next level. Yeah, and that's all for my presentation. It's just 6 minutes, but I would like to encourage Vietnamese entrepreneur. If you want to relocate your startup to somewhere in the world, I would encourage you to think about Finland. It's not a very active work life until die like the US, but here you can find the peaceful mind, and then you can connect with the great people and the government. Thank you. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, Thai. Your presentation is really inspiring, and I hope that all the participants today has been inspired by your story. So if you have any questions for Thai, please write in the Q&A box, and we've been coming to the Q&A sessions after a 3-minute break. We've been it's quite already a long time since we start. So if you need to grab any cup of tea or glass of water, please do so. And we start the Q&A session in 3 minutes. Is that okay for everyone?
Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, we will start the Q&A session in 1 minute. All right, let's start our Q&A session now. I will pick the questions by order. The first questions, what specific things that Vietnamese startup can get support from Finland government to expand the business? I think I would like to ask Mayumi to answer these questions.
So the question is living in Espoo.
The question is what specific things that the Vietnamese startup can get support from Finland? I mean, is it for everybody, or is there for any specific things?
Fields.
Yes.
I don't think any specific fields. I don't come up with any specific ones. I think usually tech companies generally they are but not like very precise industry are not required.
Right. So the priority is to the tech companies, right? Like for example, high tech. It's tech companies.
Yeah, high tech companies. Yes, deep tech companies. But we don't have kind of such strict kind of rules that you have to be high tech companies or something like that. All kinds of companies are welcome to discuss, and yes, and welcome.
Thank you. So if there is any company like startup from our SVF, the Startup Vietnam Foundation, because they have data on the startups, and if there are any startups who are interested in expanding or start the business in Espoo or in Finland, so is it possible for them to connect and to have some meetings with the city of Espoo and discuss in more details about that? To Mayumi.
Sorry, yeah, blackout. Yeah, can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yeah. So my question is that so now if we have a number of startups who would like to go in more details, they would like to go to Espoo. So is it possible to organize some follow-up meetings with you?
Sure.
And hear more from them, and then you can give them some evaluation or assessment. You say that yes, it is good you can apply to come to Finland, or maybe you say that no, we don't really need this kind of startup, so
yes,
there's no potential.
Yeah. For example, Finland offers eligibility statement. So if your startup would like to acquire startup visa, and then you will first need to apply for Business Finland's eligibility statement, and usually they require the business is related to technologies and also scalable to global market. So this is something that first you need to check. But yes, we are happy to discuss and help which way your company will be the best way to establish in Finland. So please feel free to contact us. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Mayumi. That's good to hear. So we know that we know where to go and ask for more information. Yeah. Thank you. The second questions, I think I will ask this to Miss Nga Phan. She is the coordinator and working for City of Espoo. She knows best about this because she's been organizing all the activities for the Espoo citizens. So the second question, do you need to live in Espoo to receive support from different Espoo startup support services? Please, Nga.
Yes, thank you, chị Hằng, and hi everyone. I am Nga Phan. I'm a communication and event coordinator at City of Espoo, and currently I'm working at Espoo Talent Hub. So we are a part of Talent Boost program to support startup and talent to Finland and also already in Finland. So we have a lot of services which collaborate with many city and organization. So you don't need to live in Espoo to receive this service. For example, we are launching a startup call campaign that Harry mentioned before. So you are welcome to join us and also explore more information in Espoo and everything community here in Espoo. So feel free to join our. But also we have some specific service for Espoo startup and entrepreneur. For example, our business Espoo service will have some Espoo company and startup here to grow business here in Espoo. But also you can find from other city, for example, from Helsinki, you can find international how Helsinki, or in Tampere city, you can find international how Tampere, or in Vantaa, Talent Vantaa, Business Vantaa. So you will have a lot of support from government in Finland, wherever you live in. So welcome to Finland and also in Espoo.
Thank you, Nga. You know, the good thing in Finland is that when you live in any city, if you don't feel like, for example, you live in Espoo, they have the same services. You live in Helsinki, they have the same services, just different name. For example, Helsinki business or Espoo business, just example. And even for just normal living, it's also easy. You live in Espoo, you have the same system of supermarket. You go to Helsinki, you go to other city, everywhere the same. So you don't feel like lost anytime. So that thing I love to live in Finland about that. Yeah. But thank you, Nga, for the answers. I think there's another question asked recently here about which industry will startup receive more priority in Talent Boost program. I think Mayumi has already answered this question, so I might repeat that. So normally they give priorities for technology, so like high tech, deep tech, and scalable. So it had to be scalable to global, like Thai companies. High tech is very scalable, and it's like tech companies. So they give more priorities for that. But we never know. We can discuss and we can see how they assess that. So priority is technology, but since there are opportunities for everyone to apply and to try that. The next question, two questions will go to Matthew. So Matthew, it's will go to you now. The first one, what if startup Joy and Win take Fest Vietnam and want to expand market to Finland? Is there any connection between the Startup Vietnam Foundation and SLUS to connect for the Vietnamese startup to participate in the SLUS event?
Yeah, actually at this point there isn't, but I believe I will be discussing with someone from them after this webinar. So there is potential for it, but not yet at this point.
Yeah. But is this correct that anybody can buy the ticket and fly to, of course, they need to apply for the visa, but then fly to Finland to attend the slush, right?
Yeah, so how it works for tickets is there's 3 categories of tickets, attendee, investor, and startup, but maybe attendee and startup passes are most relevant. Attendee passes are much more expensive, or considerably more expensive than startup passes, because we want to make it as accessible for startups as possible. And so then with a startup pass, you need to have apply and then get accepted. So the criteria for that is being again, similar to the city of Espoo kind of requirements, a high-tech growth company that has the potential to scale pretty quickly, and that's tech enabled. But then attendee pass, anyone can buy and come as long as they're in the ticket shop. And just to give you a sense of pricing, the attendee pass is 995 euros without VAT, so 10% on top of that actually. And then the startup pass is 359 euros without VAT.
Thank you for your answer. So if any startup from Vietnam want to attend the slush, can you give some advice, like when should be the good time that they start preparing? Like how many months before? And
yeah, sure. So I would say buy your tickets as soon as possible, first and foremost, so that they don't sell out in the ticket shop. And then once you have your tickets, we recommend by early October to start using the matchmaking tool. So the matchmaking tool is something that everyone that is coming to Slush has access to, and this is the way that you facilitate meetings. And so you can find who you're looking for already by then. So that's what I would start with, because let's say, for example, investors, their meetings fill up the quickest, and their schedules can get quite packed. So waiting till the last minute is problematic. So even early mid-October is a good time to try to start making matches on the matchmaking tool. Aside from that, we will very soon release a how to hack slush article, and have I believe a webinar on that as well that startups attending can attend. So I won't go into all the details, but that'll be also released very, very soon. So
thank you much. So for your information, there are 3 days of slush, but a lot of events and activities already taking place before that. So once you bought the ticket, you are given the access to these matchmaking tools, where you can find potential partner, potential investor, and there you can initiate the meetings with them. And there's a lot of side events besides slush. So just pay attention to that if you would like to attend slush for the next year, right?
Yes.
Thank you. And the next question for you, Matt. So you heard about TechFest Vietnam that Mr. Nguyen introduced to you. So I think this question for you, that is there any chance for the foreign startup joining TechFest Vietnam? Like we would like to invite them to TechFest Vietnam. You do think?
Is there any chance for? I saw actually. I don't know if I get the question in the sense. I don't know too much about TechFest Vietnam, but is it talking about attending slush? Or
I mean, the question here is that can we invite the international startup to come to Vietnam and attend the TechFest? Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome to do that. When you are meeting with people at Slush, that's kind of on you, but there wouldn't be any opportunities to do any specific marketing, at least, like promoting it anywhere online or anything like that, but we would recommend. Just to clarify, when is TechFest Vietnam again?
TechFest is similar to Slush, but it's for the Vietnamese startups.
Yeah. When is it? Do you know when it is?
Van, can you elaborate more about the time when is normally take place in Vietnam, the TechFest?
Yeah, so actually the activity of TechFest will be held from the beginning to the end of the year, but we have a national summit at the end of November or the beginning of December every year. And for this year, there's a high potential that it will happen in Ho Chi Minh City in the beginning of December. And let me share a little bit more about TechFest Vietnam. So actually, the target audience of TechFest is Vietnamese startup, but we are very open to invite international startup and other partners to come and to network as well as discuss collaboration opportunities with Vietnam startups. Yeah, we are very open to that. And every year it attracts around hundreds of international investors and also like entrepreneurs in around the world to come.
All right. Thank you, Vân. So I have another question for Mayumi. Mayumi,
Yes,
I think this
yes.
is the last question for you, maybe.
Yes.
But I think they really, interested in going to Espoo. But what are the challenges for Vietnamese or for businesses, company in general, when entering the Finnish market? So you've been working with startups and companies. What do you think are the, the key challenges for the startup, especially the newly established startups?
Yes, that's a difficult question. In general, I think after the getting funded and then going through some of the accelerators and also acquired some early stage funds, then I think that usually the getting the paying customers and then getting the revenue and the profit, that is the kind of a one challenge in my experience. And also foreign VC fund is also, some of them are struggling, but I think, for example, Slush and other events, they are a very nice place to be networked with such potential startups, investors and corporates also. So getting paying customers and funds and also acquiring talented people. But I think it's general in anywhere in the world. It's a common challenge everywhere, I think.
Thank you, Mayumi. We don't. I think our time is almost done. So I have a last question. I think this question will go to Mr. Tu Dương. Somebody asked about. I'm interested to know about the potential of fashion textile export to Finland from Vietnam. That's the first one, and the second one is there any gateway to connect Finnish brands in consuming goods such as food, beverage, cosmetic, etc. So, Mr. Tu Dương, maybe you can quickly answer these two questions.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, BiziVietnam and I personally have cooperate with certain entities here in Europe as general, but also connected to Finland that's working in wholesale industries. But regarding this issue, I think that I hope that we can be able to discuss in a separate and personal engagement so that I can be able to share with you more. I hope that I can leave my contacts down there and then you can be able to contact me and then we can have a separate time to discuss over this matter.
Yeah, or
yes,
maybe you can send
yeah.
email to BiziVietnam and then we can have some follow-up meetings to discuss more about the opportunities and how we can support you with that.
Yep.
The last questions, like will information about the speaker be sent to attendees? Yes, we will send on the presentation, the slides, and also the recording today, the webinar today to you after the webinar today. So don't worry, we will share on the information. So we end the Q&A sessions very engaging. Thanks a lot for all your questions, and thanks speaker for answering on those questions. I hope you get what you expect, but otherwise we can still follow up more on that. In the last part of the webinar today, we would like to introduce you to our two outstanding startups from Vietnam. These two startups have won high awards from startup competition in Vietnam. I would like to introduce Mr. Liêm Phạm from GoStream, and he will share about his startup today. So please, Mr. Liêm.
Thank you, Ms. Han, for introducing. Hi, everyone. My name is Liêm Phạm. I am a co-founder and chief product officer of GoStream company. Today I have a slide to share about our startup. Okay. Could you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. The first product of GoStream company is a GoStream in the website gostream.co, and today I want to introduce our newest product is a streaming. This is a leading interactive live stream platform. A streaming is an interactive live stream platform, and our mission is to help broadcaster, business owner, and content creator grow their community and increase sales through live stream. What is the interactive live stream? Is a type of online broadcasting that allows streamers to have two-way connection with their audience in real time. With traditional live stream, viewer can only watch the live stream. But with interactive live stream, the viewer actively participate in the live stream through chat, poll, Q&A, and game. The first outstanding feature of streaming is a no setup. Streaming is a browser-based live stream platform, so the customer just go live in minutes, and all you need is your laptop and an internet connection. The second outstanding feature is the virtual gift. The viewer will comment according to the available syntax to give virtual gift to the streamer. A streamer can add any image and syntax to create beautiful virtual gift sets in the live stream. The third outstanding feature is a ping command. The system downloads all command from the live stream section and is ready for streamer to ping on the screen during the live stream. The fourth outstanding feature is a filter command and a lucky draw. We can download on command of the live stream and filter out the list of viewers who comment correctly according to the specific keyword. Based on the filter list of customers, we can draw lucky number to choose the lucky customer to receive the gift from the streamer. And especially the outstanding feature of streaming is the interactive game. This is the first game in our game store. We call it the duck racing. Yeah. The viewer can comment according to the syntax to create a duck, and the more interaction with the live stream, like, comment, donate, etc., the duck will run faster. And when the time run out, the winner duck will be announced, and the streamer can give gift to the winner. This video is a demo for the game in the TikTok live platform. You can see the more customer line and donate, the faster the duck runs. And this feature will help the streamer to get a lot of line and attract the viewer to try the live stream, to interactive with the live stream. This is the first game public, and in next time we have a lot of game for streamer to play in the live stream. And our business model is a freemium. User can use streaming for free with limit feature, and to use full feature, user will pay monthly fee. The target customer is the enterprise who want to sell product on social network, producer of online entertainment content, online salesman, and people doing online training. The target market of the streaming is the Vietnam and the Southeast Asia, and we also have a plan to develop market in the US. This is the pricing for the streaming. The customer can pay from 10 to 65 USD per month. The competitive advantage of streaming is the first, streaming support on popular live streaming software, OBS, Vimix, Widecast, or TikTok Live Studio. And the second is streaming create interaction on the live stream, also most famous social network platform and e-commerce platform. Example, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Shopee Line. This is our core team. CEO Nghiêm Tiến Viễn, he has more than 10 years experience in product development. CTO Nguyễn Trọng Hoàng, he has more than 10 years experience in software engineering. And me, CTO Phạm Ngọc Duy Liêm, I had more than 15 years experience in telco, especially in CDN, media platform, and entertainment. We are the combination in technology and business team. Thank you for your listening.
Thanks, Anh Liêm, for your presentations. We will have several questions for you, but let's start with the next presentation, and then we will have some questions for for 3 startups after that. I would like to continue with our next and also the last speaker for the webinar today, Mr. Nam Bùi, the CEO and founder of I think it's Sổ Bán Hàng from Vietnam.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So welcome, Nam. This is like revolution. He will talk about Sổ Bán Hàng and the revolution for business management for micro SME entrepreneurs in Vietnam. So welcome.
Yeah, sure. That's my great pleasure. Let me also share my slide. It's a real quick one. I hope everyone can see it clearly.
Yes, now it's coming.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so I'm honored and humbled to be here and sharing about Sổ Bán Hàng. And what we're building here in Vietnam is we're trying to build an operating system, the business operating system for very, very small businesses. So just put it like the Android for them. And very small businesses, and this is our customer here in Vietnam. Let me put it here. Very small, mean that nano is one person doing business, or even less than one person, like freelancer, or the people who are having the daytime working in office, but evening time selling on social commerce. And my customer segment also the micro, from 2 to 5 people. They usually just a family business, very small one with offline store. And this is my customer in Vietnam. And we have 16 million of customer here in Vietnam. And the solution that we want to provide to have them is basically, as you can see, that they are very underserved, both in terms of technology, and also that they're very difficult for them to access to other services at low cost. So the solution that we want to solve for them basically three things. Number one, because they are very traditional and e-commerce is moving very fast. So we have them to go online. We have them to open the online store. The digital store can be set up within 2 minutes. They can upload their product and also start selling across social network like Facebook, Zalo, something similar to WhatsApp in Finland, easily. And easily they can have the traffic go to their site and having the order within 5 minutes from setup. So this is the first thing. The second thing that we want to have them to manage everything in the smartphone. So we bring the concept of ERP, the solution that have a very, very big corporate to manage everything efficiently, simplify, put it very simple UI and UX and put it in a smartphone for them to manage. And the first one is we have them to accept to embedded service. And now at the moment in Vietnam, we have them to accept to the banking services because in Vietnam, 79% of our population are currently underbanked, meaning that they cannot accept to the good banking product at a low price. So we bring that product to the application so they can accept everything from the phone. So this is our product, our solution for them. And we want to really focus on the middle, have them to manage everything. So at the moment with số bán hàng, we provide a very comprehensive, a set of business management feature. Just like operating system, like I shared earlier, very simple one, like Android, everyone can use this at very low cost. So with that in mind, at the moment that's with số bán hàng, they can have business cards and they can share digitally through email, to social network to attract traffic. They don't need to get a print. They can have digital catalog of all the product, of all the promotion, of all the product category they want to introduce. And also digital means that it's free for them. They had web store, so proper web store, so that they can share and customer can go there and placing order. Just very like Shopify, but it's free and it's very simple to use. They can get order. Lastly, they can sell on social commerce. This is the set of the features to have them sell online, as shared earlier. But at the same time that we provide them the in-store POS so that they can sell in-store, can print invoice, can accept QR and card payment easily, just with the smartphone, nothing else. And on the other hand, have them to manage the back office for manage the product inventory, manage the customer, manage the multi-channel inquiry from the customer across a social network, website, or even that other channel as well. Have them to manage all the order and logistics so that they can fulfill everything just easily. Have them to keep track of the number through accounting credit book. And lastly, we provide report and analytics for help them to be on top of the business performance and also making better decisions. Everything, again, still very simple on the smartphone. So this is our product at the moment. And the model is we also make it very simple for everyone. It's freemiums. Freemium means that we're free for 95% of the user. Small one can use for free. The advanced one can pay just a limit from $4 to $10, and they can pay it through Apple Store. So they can pay it on a monthly basis. And that make it very accessible for everyone. And that's also give us the position to scale to global going forward. And because of that, we luckily have a lot of support from the user community. Over the last 2 years, we have 500,000 of users currently using us, and we have 15 users sign up organically every month, and we have them to process more than $2.5 billion transaction value every year. And at the same time, we bring together a lot of partners to provide the services for them within the app, from the bank, from the telco, and from the tech company across the globe as well. So our strategy going forward still provide a freemium SaaS to acquire more customers and provide the value to them. And monetization is mostly through embedded service. We work with partners, and at the moment in Vietnam, we focus on banking because their access to bank is very low. Other countries may be different. Going forward, we want to expand our product to other global market, and that's why we build everything just very simple. And in the App Store, where we can distribute to other market easily, our short term, we still want to focus on South Asia market, from Philippines, from Thailand, or maybe it's just slightly from Korea. But we do hope that we can have opportunity to reach further to US or to Europe, where the purchasing power is much higher for the same kind of product that we build in Vietnam. And thank you for listening to our sharing about the product. We hope that we can have the partnership with either Finland company want to do the business and access to our merchant in Vietnam, or we have opportunity to expand our business to Finland. And thank you very much.
Thanks, Nam. I can see the great potential in your platform in the Vietnamese market, because we have so many, like individual business like that, right? Like retailers and vendors and small businesses, like family businesses, actually, right? So it's really helping to do that, like digitalize the business. Yes.
Yeah, just
so,
to manage everything on that smart.
So is your platform in English or in just Vietnamese, or they have how many languages do they have? Do you have?
We only focus on Vietnam at the moment to serve the Vietnamese.
Because you said that you would like to expand to Thailand, Korea,
actually,
and also So is it easy if you would adapt it to English later? Is it easy to do that technically?
This is nothing difficult.
All right, thanks. Yep. So that's the end of the last presentation. Now I would like to invite 3 of the startup, Nam, and Liam, and Thai, to this virtual stage, because we have several questions for you. So first with you, Thai, you explained a lot of excitement about how you started your business in Finland and how you love Finland, right? And how it's easy, maybe it's not easy, but for you it seemed very easy. But one question for you, is it difficult to find funding and investor in Finland for your business?
You mean in Finland only? So in Finland, I feel,
or maybe in Europe, like when you start your business here.
The public funding here is quite easy for me. But the public funding, they're looking for the innovation idea, innovation startup that I can see that you can have the great potential to grow, not in Finland, but in another market as well. So they will not normally, as I know, that I will not give the funding to the traditional business, like fashion stores or a restaurant like that. They normally they will fund for technology business. Yeah, but if your business can have the potential like traditional business, like a restaurant or a fashion store, but you have the innovation things like research and development or new material or something like that, they're just looking for the innovation ideas, and then they can fund it easily. But with the funding of investors here, I feel it's much easier than I raised fund in Vietnam. So in Vietnam, I raised around 1 million for Voice FM. It take a long time, but here it's because the investors communities here, they're quite large, but the Finnish investors and the European investor is different. So I would like to encourage you to reach out to all investors in Europe, and you can get it easier, not just only in Finnish in Finland. Yeah. Open your mic.
I was just saying that, but Finland is a very great way for you to to get access to those funding and investment, right?
Right.
Yep. Thank you. The next question I would like to ask Mr. Liam. So as a startup, in order to expand business in Finland or more like to Europe, what are the key things that you care most? Like you're planning to go to Finland, then what are the key things that you would like to care?
Yeah. Thank you for your question. We focus on the product first, because our company is focused on the core technology in the live stream, and in our research, now live stream is more popular around the world, not only in Vietnam but also in the US and in the Europe. And live stream, the customer can not only use live stream for broadcast the event or for the meeting, but also they use live stream for selling. before about 3 or 4 years ago, only the China and the Southeast Asia, especially in the Vietnam, they use live stream for selling. But now every country in Asia, in Europe, and in US, they use live stream for selling product, and we call it live commerce. So we believe that our software can help the business can help the customer to make the live stream is more exciting, more interactive, and they can sell more products when they use our software.
Thank you. So we have been listening to the services offered by City of Espoo and everything offered there. So for you, what do you think about those services offered by the city?
Yeah, I think the service offered by the Espoo is very exciting, and as a startup, we will have a plan to cooperation with the Espoo for the develop the market in the Finland. Before this meeting, we do not know more about the Finland, and we don't think that have a lot of good support from the city, the Espoo city, as in the event. Thank you for Ms. Hằng for this event, and we think not only GoStream, many startups in Vietnam can join this program, and I will inform to my friend, also the co-founder of another startup about this program. Thank you very much.
We are happy to hear that. Finland has only 5.5 million people. We need more people. We need more talents to come to Finland. So yes, you are welcome.
Yeah.
So back to Thai. I know that you have a small child, and you share that the best thing about Finland is that you have a work-life balance. You can start your business very easily. You get support everywhere you go. What about education for children? Can you share something about that? Just quickly.
Yeah, I don't care about my child anymore because my child is slow to speak. He's 4 until now, but he's not speak quite well. So I feel like the whole country tries to support my family. A lot of departments, therapy, and then they try to move my child to another daycare, like the kindergarten, and then they get supported there. And right now, my child he couldn't speak well, but like he feel happy because he get a support like that. So yeah, 3 p.m. after the meeting, I will go to pick him and then play with him. That's all. This is my simple life.
Thank you for sharing. So the last question will go to Nam. Have you thought about expanding your business to Europe or to Finland before this webinar? And when you think about expanding business globally or internationally, what could be the most challenges for your business?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So I can break it into two. It's number one, I've ever thought about that, and number two, the challenge. Thought, yes. Before this meeting, I'm just thinking about South Asia and even Asia. I haven't thought about further. However, I'm really keen on having the company listed in Nordic Nasdaq. So I have the company. A long time ago, a friend of mine built in Vietnam, and then he's the first company get listed on Nasdaq, but not the US one, but the Nordic one. The reason is the Nordic is a lot of investor, high income, right? And this is a channel for them to invest in the fast growing country like Vietnam. So Europe and Nordic, yes, but for the different purpose for listing. Hopefully that we can get IPOs 5 or 7 years from now, and hopefully that can go to Finland or Nordic Nasdaq. So this is number one. Second challenge. Yeah, expand to other countries. 3 things is number one challenge. Is first 3 challenge that I see. First is the market. For South Asia, we understand the customer. So we understand that what we need to customize the product toward their targeted customer. For Europe, we still have a very, very little knowledge. So this is number one challenge. Number two, gonna be the regulatories in Vietnam, and we want to work and we need to comply, but we don't understand the law of Finland or other Europe company, how to open the company and how to make sure that we fully comply, and what be the cost to do so. So that's the second thing we don't know yet. And I can have experience to building the company across South Asia. So Europe, not yet. So for me, it's still very challenging. And the first one is the partner, because we will not bring the whole company there. So we need to find the right partner who we can couple with and sell the product to the markets. Finland is so excited. So we're gonna look into that. Yeah, but that's three challenges where I see from global expansion.
So thanks, Nam. So Nam's sharing marks the conclusion of our webinar today. On behalf of the organizer, BiziVietnam, the Vietnamese Language, Culture and Association in Finland, SVF, Startup Vietnam Foundation, and the city of Espoo, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to all of you, all the speaker participants, and thank you for all who have been staying until the last minutes now. Your presence has been greatly enriched our event. And if you still have any remaining questions or interested in our programs and potential collaboration, we are encourage you to reach out to our co-organizing partner SVF in Vietnam or directly to BiziVietnam in Finland, and we can provide you with any further information you might have. So once again, thank you for your active participation, and we wish you all a wonderful evening ahead. Goodbye and see you in our future events. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.